Would you rather spend $5,000 on decompression treatment only to find, because you signed on the dotted line, that after 20 visits your back, butt, and sciatica pain is no better? Or would you rather do free decompression exercises that I can prove are not only safe, but immediately effective for you right now during this video? My name is Dr. Charlie Johnson, physical therapist, and rather than just blindly going into a treatment approach, hoping that one day somehow in some way it will work, why not follow a process to find something that is not only safe, pain-free, but also immediately effective, meaning I can prove to you whether or not decompression is going to help you today, not in 20 visits. So let me show you the 3 decompressive exercises. I'll give you a couple variations as well so you can try these on at home, and I will embed this into a decision-making framework so you can figure out if these things are going to be helpful or not. And we should see an immediate change in your ability to move in a more pain-free fashion if this is something that's going to be useful. 2 rules that I recommend you follow when trying to determine if decompression is something that's going to be valuable for you and not make you worse. Number 1, decompression, any of the exercises or treatments that you receive, in my experience, should not be painful. Very rarely do people respond to doing things which hurt when they actually want to feel better. So, any of the exercises which I show you, if they are painful, wait until I either show you another variation, so stick around and watch the rest of the video, or it could just prove to you that decompression is not something that's going to be for you. Second thing, not only should it be safe or pain-free, but it should also be immediately effective. Now, what do I mean when I say immediately effective? Well, what I mean is that it should immediately improve your movement experience. For example, test out these 1 or 2 motions right now to see if your sciatic nerve or your pain, numbness, and tingling is aggravated by this motion. So we want to find a motion that is painful or problematic, so then we can do these different treatments to see if we can fix this thing. And it should fix it immediately, or at least make it clearly better. Most people with sciatica have trouble raising their leg up. So if you sit on the side of a chair, you kick your leg up, or you start with your heel on the ground, it doesn't really matter to me. But go ahead and lift the leg on up, and if you do have sciatic nerve irritation, almost always you'll have some type of reproduction of your symptoms, pain, numbness, tingling in the back, butt, and usually down even into the leg or the foot. If you have it on your right side, do the right leg, but you can also try the other leg too. So see if either of those leg raises are yucky or problematic. They reproduce your symptoms. Then get a gauge on how far you can lift your leg and what those symptoms feel like. This is step 1. We need a baseline so that we can go back and see if what we're about to do can actually make that thing, sciatica, and how it's showing up for you in the form of a yucky leg raise, better. All right, so now that you have a baseline, you found that, hey, I do in fact have a yucky leg raise, which indicates I probably have sciatica, then that is a motion we can aim to fix via these exercises. By the way, little tangent, if you do not have a yucky leg raise, we can be 90+% certain that you do not have sciatica. You'll want to check out my other diagnostic videos to help you figure out the most likely source of your symptoms. That being said, you've got a yucky leg raise. Let's show you the first exercise. Exercise number 1, self-decompression over top of a chair. Most people have a chair. The other way you could do it is you could take like an exercise ball. So you see the big yoga balls. You go ahead, and what you want to do is you want to take your pelvis. So right here, you can see my pant line right there. We're going to put that right over top. We're going to get over top, and now what you're going to do is you're just going to relax over the chair, and you're going to feel the weight of your pelvis and your knees wanting to kind of sink towards the floor. Obviously, if you're a little bit taller, well, then you maybe need a taller chair, or you can put a couple more blankets or even pillows on top of the chair. So the whole idea of decompression is to create some type of gapping or unloading or separation in the joints of the lower back. So you get yourself up and over the chair, and you kind of just hang like this, and this creates a decompressive effect on your lower back. And what I would do now, as far as the prescription of that, assuming that's pain-free, remember it's got to be pain-free, if it's not, we don't do it. The second step is we need to take it or sample it as we would a medicine. So the prescription is going to be, let's just say, 3 45-second holds. So get in that position for 45 seconds. Chill out there. Remember, you should be completely relaxed here. Take a break, do it again, take a break, do it again, 3 45-second holds. And then how do we know, so we've proven it's safe, it doesn't hurt, Charlie, but how do we know if it's right for you? How do we know if decompression and this concept of decompressing your lower back is going to be valuable? Well, we see if it immediately fixes how your sciatica is showing up for you. We see if it immediately fixes your yucky motion. So go ahead then, sit on up on the side of your chair, and if you remember, go back. Remember I told you to take a snapshot of it. Retest your leg raise. And if before you could only get to here, but now you can get to here, then it is better. It's immediately better. And it proves to you that you don't need to wait 20 visits or 16 visits to see if you're going to have a positive effect. Now we've shown you can use a self-decompression, a DIY decompression exercise that's safe and immediately effective. So what you're looking for is either an increase in your range of motion of the leg raise from when you did it pre-test, did the exercise, retest, and does it go further? Or can you get to the same degree of motion, but the symptoms are clearly less? If they are clearly less, or the range of motion increases, it made you better, then you go ahead and you bottle that motion up and you use it as medicine. So now you go home, you do 3 45-second holds over a chair, whatever you were doing it on, and I would say you do that 3 to 4 times a day to start. You can always do more, you can always back it off if you would need, but we start with a general prescription. Do that for 7 days, and then what you want to look at overall is my leg raise after 7 days better than it was 7 days before? So in 7 days from now, think back to this video, or you can write it down. How far could you go? How yucky was it? Is the leg raise getting better? If the leg raise is getting better, that is a sign that your sciatic nerve is becoming less sensitive over time, and that's what you want. And you didn't have to pay anything for it, and you yourself was able to start to understand why you were doing what you were doing and find something that really helped you out. Pretty cool and pretty powerful. So that's the first decompressive exercises. Obviously, if you did it and it was the same, it was no better, or it was worse, then we need to move on to the next exercise. I don't want you to do something which doesn't make an immediate difference, because if it doesn't work now, I have no reason to believe it'll work in the future. And if it makes you worse, well, I don't want to reproduce worse and continue to put more reps into something which makes you feel worse. All right, so second exercise. That was exercise number 1. Let's show you the next one. Oh, and by the way, if the chair thing didn't work out too well, maybe it was just uncomfortable or something funky happened there, you can always use like a bean bag, maybe a couple pillows. You can MacGyver this in many different ways. There's really nothing fancy that we're trying to accomplish here. We're trying to test the concept, that which is decompression, to see if it's for you. So you can do something like this. Kind of stuff it underneath you, and you could just lay like this. And you get the same sort of effect, maybe not quite as powerful, but try that. 3 45-second holds. Test, treat, retest, see what happens. Here's the second exercise. Exercise number 2. Remember, first, test the leg raise. So get somewhere where you can see how far your leg can go. See what that feels like. Take a snapshot at baseline. Test. That's your yucky motion we're trying to fix. Then go ahead, over top of a counter. Works pretty well. Go ahead, take your elbows, rest it on the counter, and just sag your lower back and your bottom half towards the floor. Now, obviously, if you have shoulder problems, this might be painful or problematic, so you don't have to do that, right? But that's the idea. So from a heads-on perspective here, and just allowing your lower body or your pelvis to just dangle, and you'll feel a little bit of a stretch in the lower back. Remember, it should be pain-free. If it's not, we'll need to try something else, or maybe decompression isn't for you. And then what do we do? After, again, we'll keep the same prescription, 3 45-second holds. If you can sustain that, it's pretty easy to do though. Hold it, 3 45-second holds. Your feet, maybe you can't see in this video, but my toes are just kind of touching the ground here, all right? So they're just the tips of my toes, or the points of my toes, or, well, the ends of my toes, whatever you want to call it, right? They're just supporting me. And then you retest. Woohoo, leg raise is better. Great, go ahead, take that as medicine, 3 45-second holds, 3 to 4 times a day. If it's the same or worse, we're not gonna do that. We should move to the final decompression exercise to see if it will work for you. So the third and final last-ditch effort to see if decompression is something that's safe and immediately effective, going to work for you, is to hang from a bar. Now, obviously, the other 2 options are gonna work best for you as tests if you don't have a bar, right? But if you do, then a simple dead hang. And so you can simply hang here. My feet are actually just brushing the floor. If your feet are not able to touch the floor, well, I don't want you jumping up there, so you could easily take some type of step stool or something like this. My daughter actually uses this to get on up there, right? And you could step up and you could just hang like this. And now my knees could actually just touch a little bit, or you have something that can support you just a tad to take off some of the load, especially because this is harder on the grip and harder on the arms and the shoulders, right? So there's some different variations based off of what you might be dealing with, but Again, I would aim for maybe 3 30-second holds, or 3 30-second holds, what is like a minute and a half? So maybe we aim for 5 20-second holds. Not exactly the same time, but pretty darn close. And again, just adjust it according to what your tolerance is for actually hanging, because it's pretty challenging. And then what you want to do is you slowly deload after you've done either 5 20-second holds, 3 30-second holds, or even 45-second holds. You can see that the dose, how much, maybe doesn't matter too much, but I'm not saying hang for 1 second, right? So we're doing enough just to get an idea of, number one, is it safe? If hanging there for just 5 seconds starts to increase the symptoms in your back, butt, or leg, then we call it off. We've got to find another solution for you. But as we do it, we then gobble it up. And what do? We retest, right? So you would go ahead, you would sit somewhere, you would retest your, what was a yucky leg raise to see, is it better? If it's better, then go ahead and you take this movement or this self-decompression activity as medicine. You do 5 20-second holds 3 times, 4 times a day. You do 3 30, 3 45, whatever you can tolerate. More always isn't better, so I recommend you stick with something within that range, 3 to 4 times a day. And then how do we know? Well, we know it works in the moment, so not only is it safe and pain-free, maybe this or some of the other exercises, but it works immediately in the moment, which gives us evidence to believe that it'll work in the future. But how do we know what to do next? Well, after 7 days of doing this, if it makes you better, of course, then we want to see, is the leg raise still improving? If it is, we keep doing it. We don't do more for the sake of doing more. And so, obviously, if this doesn't change your leg raise, same or worse, then we can just stop it. So there you have it, 3 self-decompression exercises. Keep in mind that, sure, you could test all of these to see which feels most comfortable, maybe is most effective, but the goal of taking any pill or medicine is never to take as much as possible, to take as little as needed, if any. I think you would agree with me. And so why do 3 decompressive exercises? Why not just do 1 that's proven to be safe, pain-free, and immediately effective versus doing many? So the goal here is to take 1 motion, 1 of these decompressive exercises, which is safe and makes you feel better, and then take that as medicine over the course of the next week. And based off of then looking at the trend, in this case, the impact of this motion over time on your yucky motion, we can say, do we keep doing it? Do we need to change it? Or do we need to stop it? That's how we think about, not only is decompression something that's going to be okay, but it's something worthwhile. So there you have it. Those are the 3 self or DIY decompression exercises that are totally free within the framework of you testing, treating, and retesting to see not only that they're going to be safe for you and won't make you worse, but that they are in fact something that will be effective. Let me know your response below in the comments. Was this helpful? And hopefully I've saved many of you a bunch of money. Thanks so much. Chat soon.